Jeffrey Moore, and this is a day in the life of Firefighter Paramedic at South Metro Fire Rescue.
Metro Fire, what is the address of the emergency? What's on fire?
Multiple calls reporting flames coming from the roof. LPDs arriving on scene stating fire in the stairwells as well. Multiple callers, flames seen coming out of the unit. Household parties trapped. There's an older lady that lives there. She's not seen. Right, medium-sized, two-story multi-family. We have smoke and flame showing up. Alpha side. WSM command. We're in the offensive strategy. We did an extension to the second floor. Headed to the third. Let's go ahead and start a second alarm.
234, Town 35, Lattice Bell, along 811, Engine 32, Engine 38, Engine 42, Medic 211, Medic 21, Battalion Chief 3, Battalion Chief 5, Safety 35, Netcom Op 3, confirmed multiple restructure fire.
So I got these overalls for the COVID pandemic, and we've been wearing these on every EMS call that I go on. They're washable, and we can get multiple uses out of them, so it's better than those disposable gowns. So I just pick one that's good for me, and I'll wear this the whole shift. I'll go in there, see what's going on with the other guys, and then shower, shave, go through the rig, and those are kind of the next steps. Today we're staffed with a paramedic and an EMT. I'm the paramedic and my partner Sean's going to be driving and working as the EMT. Right now we're just getting our gear on, going through the rig, making sure everything's good to go. As part of my check, I'm going to go up front and just everything's kind of staged, right? The radio strap, everything's good to go. And then this is where I'll be sitting the whole shift. As the lead paramedic, and we've just got to make sure a couple things are good to go. Sean's kind of in charge of the mechanics of the ambulance, the lights, the sirens, stuff like that. I'm going to go over the MDT. What we have here basically is all the calls in the district, and right now it's kind of dead. There's nothing going on, but you can see what units are doing and other calls at headquarters. But one thing we do at shift change is we just go ahead and log out and reset the system. This allows it to update, and since we're working for 48 hours, it's good to get that in so that we're good to go as we get dispatched to calls. I'm also going to go over the tablet. This is what we use for all of our documentation for the EMS calls. And so at the beginning of my shift, I log into this, I enter our crew information, and just get it ready to go as the day progresses. You can also check the status of your unit. We're in quarters. If I want to go in service and rove the district, I could hit that. We're in quarters at 16s. So all the stations have a station mascot. Here at 16s, many years ago, it was decided to be the Blakeland Bulldogs. We're located on Blakeland Avenue, and that seemed to make sense. So we have Blake the Bulldog, and he's riding with us in the front seat, and he's all ready for COVID. He's been with us since the beginning, so he's a good partner to have too. So at South Metro, all the paramedics are cross-staffed as firefighters as well. So we go through all the same fire training, fire academy as a firefighter on the engine, and we can perform those functions. That's kind of how the system works here with the EMS division and the operations division. So I have fire gear, helmet, SCBA, and I'm going to go through this, make sure that I've got air, and just check it over. One thing I'm looking at is making sure the gauges match between here and the gauge on the shoulder strap with the bottle charged. I'm going to go ahead and check the breathing apparatus. Check the bypass valve. and then bleed it, or breathe it till it's dead. So that's good, good. This is gonna be loud. So we got that set. All the straps are loose, ready to go. In this compartment, we've also got some other firefighter gear. This is a thermal imaging camera. I'm just gonna turn it on, make sure it's functioning and that the battery is charged. Should we get a structure fire, everything that's in this compartment is gonna be on my body for the call. So I'm gonna have the tick. This allows us, you have to see it. It allows us to see through smoke, detect heat, look for victims. I'm gonna move into the inside of the ambulance, check out the bags, medical equipment, stuff like that. This is where I'm gonna be working, caring for patients, doing treatments, things like that. All the patients are gonna be on the cot, and we're gonna be in the outside areas. We're heading to the EMS cabinet to restock the ambulance. Here at Station 16, we're a dive station. All the personnel assigned here are firefighters and paramedics that are on the dive team. After shift change and checking over the rig, we had a quick meeting with the captain. We all piled up in our rigs. We took the dive van to Reynolds Landing, which is an access point of the South Platte River. And that's our biggest target hazard at South Metro Fire Rescue as far as swiftwater goes. And then myself and Charlie Granberg at 31s, we conducted the swiftwater training for the dive team on C shift. Charlie and I are swiftwater instructors. This is something we're interested in. We've pursued extra training and extra education to have those credentials so we can conduct some of those trainings. We were working on a couple different operations. One was just getting our swimmers in the water to perform an aggressive swim so that they feel comfortable in the event that they need to get across the body of water to the other shore or they need to self-rescue. Following that, we did an evolution with the shallow water crossing. That's where everyone was bundled up together and we walked across and then we walked backwards. And then the third thing we did, which was with the RDC, the yellow craft, that's the rapid deployable craft, and that was called a 4-line tether maneuver. And so that's an operation where we can manipulate the boat in the water to make it to a victim, get them on the boat, get them a PFD, and then immediately get them to shore. At South Metro, swiftwater calls are certainly a rarity. We don't run on them frequently, but they're an incredibly high-risk event because of just like what's at stake, you know, and the speed of the evolution, but also because we don't practice it as frequently as we can. And so this was really good, valuable training for us to get in the water and really own our skills and make sure we're set up for that call. And there's quite a bit of cleaning that goes on with the dive team, regardless if it's swiftwater or ice rescue dive or open water dive. Every time we go, we've got to thoroughly clean and dry our gear. That allows the gear to have longevity, you know, to stay fit for duty throughout periods of time, and also allows our rigs to just be in service and ready to deploy for the next call whenever it might come in. So there's a good deal of cleaning up, but now everything's hanging. We're gonna, I think, regroup, catch some lunch, and that's where we're at in the day. The firehouse is just like your normal home. We eat, work out, sleep here, and part of the firehouse duties is making a run to the grocery store so we can get all the food we need to cook the meals for the day. We just got back from King Soopers and Helen's Ranch. That's something we do regularly once a shift. We all pitch in. I'm going to cook the meal tomorrow night, and I think Jeff got the meal for tonight. But we just make a list, go out there, and while we go out there, we're still in service, we're still able to run calls, and we're still in district, but it's just part of what we do on a regular daily basis.
Engine, medic, response, medical response.
Why don't you take County Line to Santa Fe?
Engine 16. Intermedic 10-1. I'm a 34 male, not conscious, breathing status unknown. Fell between the bed and the wall. 1423.
Then you're gonna take your third left,
Okay.
which is like a dead end, so I want you to back in.
Okay.
Hello?
Upstairs,
Thanks.
room, give me a call.
Tiffany, get passive oxygenation.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna charge this. Did we have any shots or anything?
No shots. No.
Sean, give me the IO bundle. And if you want to get an epinephrine ready for me. Joel, if you can just get a good history. So we're going to continue this, Joe. You let me know when you think's a good time to check for a rhythm.
Copy.
Then I'm going to do swap with Sean. Okay, back off the chest. Any pulses with this? It appears to be a systole. Okay, Joel, you can continue. Tiffany, if you want to get him on the 4 lead. I'm going to give him a second dose of epinephrine. I want to give the D10, check his blood sugar again, and then just get a call from Metcom. I also want to use the ultrasound and see if we have any cardiac contractility. I think I got a good view. Let's get back on the chest.
Go. Here.
Hey, this is Jeff with South Metro Medic 16. I'm calling for cease resuscitation orders with a physician. Truly, your day changes on the fly. I mean, we're at the grocery store, and then 5 minutes later, we're running on a serious critical patient, and that's just how it goes. And you never really know how the shift is going to go. But that's kind of how that went down this afternoon. And so we got on scene, and what we learned is that there was a patient who was last seen alert and oriented last night, and was found unresponsive by his family members this afternoon. You know, unfortunately, despite our best efforts, right, resuscitation, medicine, chest compressions, airway management, this patient didn't live. So this patient died in the field. We as paramedics, we have to deliver that news to the family members. You know, we have to tell them that their family member is no longer living, that they've passed away. And to me, that's where empathy comes in, because it's emotional and it's stressful, and there's nothing I'm going to say that like makes it right or fixes it. But I think that human element of really caring for someone and trying to understand what they might be feeling, and just having a comprehension of that is important when you talk with them, and how you approach them, and how you act, and what your demeanor is. And those calls happen all the time, every single day. And so that's another attribute that I think is important to highlight about being a paramedic, is specifically empathy, and how you treat people, and kind of how you can put yourself in their place. That's true. We got this thing uploaded, so that's good. This is Every time we use the cardiac monitor, it generates a code summary, and so we can upload that into a cloud, which will then go into our EMS documentation software, or like documentation report. When we complete the call, we're able to verbally narrate what happened on the call using a pre-created format per the department. And then that narrative goes to a transcriptionist who's a professional transcriptionist. They will type out the narrative and upload it to our EMS report. And so this is an absolute game changer. It's a lot slower to type calls. It's quicker to speak them into the phone. And generally you can do it in the back of the ambulance on your way back to the station. And so it really helps with the documentation aspect of being a paramedic, which is pretty hefty sometimes. So for this last call, this was a higher level call. There's a lot more going on. I'm going to dictate it, and I'm going to follow a template that I've made just to make sure I don't miss any important parts.
9857 Darby Way.
Hello, this is Jeffrey Moore. I'm a paramedic with South Metro Fire Rescue. I'm going to be narrating a report. I just really enjoy living an active lifestyle. I enjoy running, biking, swimming, hiking, all these sorts of things, and working for the fire department is really conducive to having a high level of physical fitness and having an active lifestyle. Oh!
Engine, medic, response, medical response.
My name's Jeff. I'm the paramedic. Do you mind if I ask you some questions and my partners check your vitals? What year is it? What state do you live in? Are you injured anywhere else except your head? Does it hurt you when I touch on your head? How about on the front? Does it hurt when I touch on your neck? Can you wiggle your toes? Can you move your fingers? Okay. Did you lose consciousness when you fell? Do you remember the whole fall? And did you lose your balance, or were you dizzy and weak? We're good. Hello, my name's Jeffrey Moore. I'm a paramedic with South Metro Fire Rescue. I'm going to be narrating my report. Dispatch Medic 16, Engine 16, dispatched by METCOM to the above address for a medical assist. Response, all units responded emergently. A patient was placed on the cot, loaded into the ambulance. Once inside the ambulance, non-emergent transport was initiated.
Engine, medic, response, medical response.
Engine 16. Your medic may fall with the head injury, no COVID.
Thanks, Nick. check your blood pressure, okay?
Once we get this, we can disconnect everything and we can get him on our cot. We'll see if it's a good tracing.
You just leave that on.
Cool. That's good.
One, two, three. Yep.
Engine 33, medic 34, alcohol evaluation, map page,
Dispatch, Medic 16, Engine 16, dispatched by METCOM to the above address for a fall victim. Response, all units responded emergently. Upon arrival, Medic 16 crew found the patient. Patient was lifted and placed onto the cot, loaded into the ambulance. Once inside the ambulance, non-emergent transport was initiated.
Engine, medic, response, medical response.
You're gonna go left on Mineral. You're good, right?
Alcohol 131.
Let's bring everything, Jeff.
Okay.
Can you wiggle your toes? Can you move your hands? We're gonna drape this, Joel.
Yep.
Roll your arm towards me. Very good. You're getting all right oxygen? Okay, I can hear your breath sound. We're also giving you supplemental oxygen too, okay? We're going to be at your facility in about 8 to 10 minutes. Alright, this should be good. So we finished the first 24-hour shift, and last night we did get up 3 times. That is pretty typical in the fire service, and especially at this fire station. We're generally up 1 to 2 times each night. And last night it was 3 medical calls resulting in 3 transports. So that's 3 times you're getting woken up from your sleep, 3 times. You've got a long call where you're transporting someone to the hospital, going back to the station, and then trying to get back to sleep. It's definitely just part of the job and part of the service with how we're available to respond to emergencies at all times. But it does make you feel tired, and we'll definitely rest and take it easy on the second day of our shift today. I think of my father when I think of how I trended to becoming a paramedic. I've been a paramedic for 9 years. I started in Madison, Wisconsin as a firefighter and a paramedic there, and then I've been with South Metro for 5 years. But I've just always known that this is something that I wanted to do. I always knew that I wanted to work for the fire department and be in this line of work. And on top of that, I always knew that I wanted to be a paramedic because I wanted that added responsibility of caring for patients and the added benefit of caring for patients and doing what's right for them. Yeah, thank you for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed a day in the life of a firefighter paramedic at South Metro Fire Rescue. Take care. Thank you.